Section 1 of My Life in the South. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Jeffrey Carr. My Life in the South by Jacob Stroyer. Chapter 1, Part 1. My father was born in Sierra Leone, Africa. Of his parents and his brothers and sisters I know nothing. I only remember that it was said his father's name was Moncoso, and his mother's Mongomo, which names are known only among the native Africans. He was brought from Africa when but a boy, and sold to old Colonel Dick Singleton, who owned a great many plantations in South Carolina. And when the old colonel divided his property among his children, father fell to the second son, Colonel M.R. Singleton. Mother never was sold, but her parents were. They were owned by one Mr. Croft, who sold them and the rest of the slaves, with the plantation, to Colonel Dick Singleton, upon whose place mother was born. I was born on this extensive plantation, 28 miles southeast of Columbia, South Carolina, in the year 1849. I belonged to Colonel M.R. Singleton, and was held in slavery up to the time of the Emancipation Proclamation issued by President Lincoln. The children. My father had 15 children, 4 boys and 3 girls by his first wife, and 8 by his second. Their names were as follows. Of the boys, Tony, Azarine, Duke, and Dezine. Of the girls, Violet, Priscilla, and Lydia. Those of his second wife were as follows. Footy, Empress, Caleb, Mitchell, Cuffy, and Jacob, and of the girls, Catherine and Retta. Sandhill Days. Colonel M.R. Singleton was like many other rich slave owners in the South, who had summer seats 4, 6, or 8 miles from the plantation, where they carried the little Negro boys and girls too small to work. Our summer seat, or the sandhill, as the slaves used to call it, was 4 miles from the plantation. Among the 465 slaves owned by the colonel, there was a great many children. If my readers had visited Colonel Singleton's plantation the last May or the 1st of June, in the days of slavery, they would have seen 3 or 4 large plantation wagons loaded with little Negroes of both sexes, of various complexions and conditions, who were being carried to the summer residence, and among them they would have found the author of this little work in his sandhill days. My readers would naturally ask, how many seasons these children were taken to the summer seats. I answer, until in the judgment of the overseer they were large enough to work. Then they were kept at the plantation. How were they fed? There were 3 or 4 women who were too old to work on the plantation, who were sent as nurses to the summer seats with the children. They did the cooking. The way in which the old women cooked for 80, sometimes 150 children, in my sandhill days was this. They had 2 or 3 large pots, which held about a bushel each, in which they used to cook corn flour, stirred with large wooden paddles. The food was dealt out with the paddles into each.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?